This is what happens when a narcissist realizes they've lost. Hello, thanks for coming back to this channel. Thank you very much for your continued support. Today's topic is fascinating. It's about the moment a narcissist learns they've lost everything. Give this thought a minute to sink in, and if it makes sense to you, like, subscribe, and share it to show your appreciation. Visit my website to learn more about my free course, Narcissism 101, Early Warning Signs, Escaping the Trap, and Rebuilding Your Life. The URL given in the description has more information. Now, to put a new light on this age-old mystery, I've tried many different things and did work based on this main idea, but with a slightly different focus. Several of you smart people have asked us to talk about how bad it is when a narcissist understands their loss, so here we are. It is important to understand how the end of a relationship with a narcissist can affect you in many ways. First, the narcissist will understand that they have lost the best thing in their life and start to feel bad about themselves. Your being there is, of course, very welcome. This realization isn't just about one broken relationship, though. It's about the rest of their relationships, which they've broken without even noticing it. But let's be honest. When we talk about narcissism, the loss is always greater than one person, and the narcissist's subtle effect destroys every connection. Narcissists feed off lies and manipulation, engaging in a series of toxic relationships and leaving a wake of destruction. If you didn't already know this going into the relationship, you will after watching this. Now that the narcissist has experienced loss, they will undoubtedly reflect on their past choices and feel regret. They aren't deities, but rather flawed humans, just like the rest of us. They'll remember all the lives they ruined and the chances they squandered and feel regret for their actions. They will eventually come to terms with the fact that their manipulative and dishonest ways of living are ultimately self-defeating. However, you may have profound trauma from such a connection, making a recovery lengthy. It's a mammoth undertaking, and getting better isn't easy. You'll have to perform the difficult job of dealing with your emotions, and that will hurt. However, healing and regaining the power the narcissist stole from you is possible with time and the appropriate perspective. Along the road to healing, you'll have to decide whether or not to forgive the narcissist for the hurt they've caused you. Is it even feasible to forgive and move on with your life after being wronged? But there's a huge task ahead of you before you can even start to ask such questions. In order to start over, you will have to sacrifice the bonds of friendship in order to break the trauma bond, and in certain cases move away. Let's be clear, a narcissist is not someone you should forgive. Without notice, these parasitic entities lead you down a path of ruin filled with agony and strife. Would you have gone into the relationship if they had given you a 2-page statement detailing their genuine intentions? Not at all. That's because their entire existence is predicated on playing smoke and mirrors with you, tricking you into believing what you don't want to believe, and destroying your heart and life in the process. The damage they do is not lost on these beings. Their modus operandi is hopping from one victim to the next, and from one gang to the next, wreaking havoc as they go. But in the end, they'll know what they lost, and that thought makes us tingle with anticipation. You may not have perceived this as a good thing at the time, because you were stuck in the devastating grip of the trauma connection, waiting for the narcissist to offer closure and redeem themselves. But that's not how it goes. They have no interest in your safety. When the relationship ends, they will carefully choose the time and place to get rid of you. They toss you aside like yesterday's garbage and feed on your broken spirit when you're at your weakest. It's sickening, but that's how they do business. They are constantly searching for new people to drain their money. But trust me, they will remember the good times, and that includes you one day. But it's just an act. They just want to protect what they value most, which is you, as they continue to satisfy their own ravenous egos at any cost. If you're going through a divorce with a narcissist, they'll do everything they can to prolong and maximize your suffering. Why? They recognize you for the brilliant beacon of love, kindness, and value that you are. They need you to satisfy their ravenous appetites, and they'll stop at nothing to keep you from them. Please don't think I'm trying to upset or provoke you. Just know that the more you learn about narcissism, the more likely you are to see that the narcissist has the potential to devour you. You can feel your strength ebbing, and you know that they have cut decades off your life expectancy. Keep in mind that when a divorce or breakup with you is unavoidable, the narcissist will know exactly what they're giving up. They are fully aware of what you have taken away from them. However, they had other sources of supply both before and after you, and they used them to judge your value of you. While every person has their own particular qualities, what you gave the narcissist was truly exceptional. You were the candle that burned brightly enough for both of them to see that the relationship was worth fighting for. You deserve it since you put in the effort. You had faith in your marriage vows, but your narcissistic spouse regarded them as permission to treat you badly. They only saw you as a means to an end, a tool to fulfill their vicious desires, and not as someone who could provide them with love, kindness, or stability. When the narcissist realizes the relationship is finished, he or she will hoover you. Do you ever stop to consider what that actually means? You see, they do that when they either don't have a legal way to get what they need or want, or when they've already gotten some from you and want more. Your unwavering love and encouragement bolstered their meagre self-esteem. They recall how you boosted their confidence, provided material support, and listened to them without passing judgment. So, remember that their hoovering is only an attempt to reel you back into their web of destructive behavior. They are eager to have you return to the system for further punishment. It's, unfortunately, how they function. And now we get to the trillion-dollar question. Will the narcissist ever realize what they've lost? Let's be honest. Of course they will. Do they have the intestinal fortitude to own up to their guilt? No way. They think highly of themselves and look down on you. Can they think back on what they did and accept responsibility for how it made them feel? No way, no how. They just aren't built that way. Consider all the times the narcissist said they were sorry and meant it. How many tears did that crocodile on their shirt weep that weren't their own? How many times did they beg you to stay with them? And how many times did they say they would change? Oh, and don't forget the meaningless conversational word salad you were offered. You put enormous time, effort, and energy into the connection, but the narcissist never once acknowledged how valuable you were to them. You would be shocked to learn how often they took you for granted if you could see it. In the beginning, for example, everything was done at the speed of light because they wanted to trap you in their web of manipulation as quickly as possible. But as time went on, they responded much less frequently, leaving you to wonder what was going on. Why may there have been an abrupt shift? How bored are they? Their search for yet another supply route? Who can say? Instincts are usually spot on, so trust them. A relationship that seems too wonderful to be true probably is. So, here's what happened. After the narcissist got you cornered, they began playing games with you that they knew you would enjoy playing along with, since they knew how much they wanted you. They had you in their sights, groomed and prepared you until they knew you'd jump at the chance to talk to them. Why wouldn't you want to, after all? You hoped they would text you back, so you waited on the phone. However, the content of their texts gradually dwindled until all you ever heard back was, "Oak, got it, thanks." A single word that wasn't even spelt correctly. It's as if they completely disregarded you. However, they casually texted many others at the same time. You know, composing entire paragraphs and carrying on profound conversations while you sat there bewildered. While someone else receives a monologue, you can be left wondering, why am I only worth one-word answers and not even spelled properly? Why is that exactly? Because they're supposed to take your place. The narcissist will use them in the same way they used you to replenish their supply. It's a never-ending loop until either you cut ties with the narcissist or he or she gives up on you. But the narcissist will begin to appreciate the seriousness of their acts when they realize they'd lost the best thing that ever happened to them, which is you. They will understand that their destructive actions have cost them their family, friends, and professional ties. People are beginning to see through their antics and no longer invite them to social gatherings. Also, the narcissist's facade won't last forever. They can't keep up the charade indefinitely. They'll make a mistake, and others will see through their pretense. They will detonate the bombs they have in the present and the future. Oh, and let's not overlook the narcissist's long-term pals, who are always brought up in discussions about them. Having known someone for 20 years or so is no guarantee of a strong friendship. Narcissists probably only use them to keep up appearances or manipulate others. Oak, please wait. Want to discover why some people have such a hard time identifying a narcissist in their midst? There are two possible explanations for that. First, they may be aware of it, but choose to remain silent for fear of becoming the next target. Or, perhaps, they don't see the narcissist frequently enough to see the real them. Sure, you're right. Spending more time with a narcissist increases the likelihood that you may see through their facade. That's how easy it is. However, the vast majority of abuse occurs in private. Hell breaks loose when you're alone with a narcissist in a confined space, like a car or a house. It's not the same when they're out in public and have to manage their image and prove to everyone how wonderful they are. Meanwhile, you're bearing the brunt of the damage, both psychologically and materially. They will use you as if you were a punching bag. Ok, pay attention. This defeat will not go unnoticed by the narcissist. Believe me, they are so certain of their own superiority, though, that they would never admit as much to you. But here's the thing. They recognized your value before entering into the relationship with you. They had no use for you and abandoned you on the side of the road after using you. Well, here's the rub. You're more robust now than you've ever been before. You were able to emerge from your adversity stronger and more resilient than before. And from here on out, the narcissist has no chance. While you're having the time of your life, they're busy setting other people's relationships on fire. However, the narcissist will eventually come to terms with their defeat. They did, after all, end up losing. Are we sure you can handle this? So, keep your chin up. Always do what you know is right, and have faith in yourself. You have company. So, until we meet again, allow the healing process to begin.
The conclusion in this video: how a narcissist react when they realize they have lost everything, including their relationship. The end of a relationship with a narcissist can have long-lasting effect on the victim's life. Narcissists feed off lies and manipulation, engage in a series of toxic relationships, and leave a trail of destruction in their wake. The loss a narcissist experience is more profound than one person, as their manipulative and dishonest ways destroy every connection. They will reflect on their past choices and feel regret, while forgiveness is possible. It is not recommended to forgive a narcissist, as they are constantly searching for new victims to feed their ego. They will eventually come to terms with the fact that their manipulative and dishonest way of living are ultimately self-defeating. Going through a divorce with a narcissist can be difficult, and they will do everything to prolong and maximize the victim's suffering. The narcissist recognizes the victim's value and will stop at nothing to keep them from living. However, when a divorce or breakup is unavoidable, the narcissist will know what they are giving up, but they had other source of supply before and after the victim. While it may take time, healing and regaining power from the narcissist is possible. Sacrificing the bonds of the friendship may be necessary to break the trauma bond and move forward. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe to the channel. See you on the next video.